Trif Gaming, baby!
What's up, YouTube? MCO40 here. I'm here with
Trif Gaming, baby!
Pendulum's best deck, right?
Obviously. Well, maybe like the second best deck now. The second Electromite comes back, you already know it's the best and only deck.
Oh, the only deck. Oh, no, Trif. Stun would like to have a word with you out back, but that's fine. So today we're going to be talking about ban list predictions, of course. We got to get our little edge in on the metagame. So Trif, what's the wildest thing that you got to say that you want to happen on the list before we get into the formalities here?
Funny story. I have like a whiteboard here. I'm not going to show it, but I have a whiteboard here with like 50 cards that I think actually has a chance to come back for this video I'm going to make. But in this list, one knows number one, it's none other than my favorite card of all time, Electrum. Here's why I think
Electromite?
Here's why I think Electrum come back. So it's just logic. So think of this like logic like this. So Konami, why would they release Electrum for no reason, right? If they release Electrum for no reason, they're not going to make money off it. But seeing it has out Blazing Vortex is a pretty lackluster set, aside from like Pot and maybe Trish or whatever. They're going to release this ASAP, and I'm calling it that they're going to release the ban list in like the next 2 weeks, like literally before the date of March 1st, and then they're going to release Electrum, and everyone's going to start buying their packs and getting all their Metalful Supers.
So is that a gearing up for the new Pendulum archetype? I'm hearing?
Yeah, it's like a double of both. So it's not just the fact that the Metalfuls for this past set of Blazing, but also the new set, the fact that they're releasing the new Pendulum archetype. They haven't released the effects yet, but they're going to release the effects any second now. And Electrum is you could play it in the OCG, so there's not much difference for it to be in TCG. So I'm calling it. It's coming back this list, baby. I'm calling it.
You're so excited. So so seeing that the new Pendulum archetype looks like they're waifus, what are you expecting out of the Doremichords?
I'm expecting them,
or whatever their name is,
to be broken. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them. I have a problem. I have a feeling, and it's a bad feeling, that they're gonna make it like, you know, Cleaforts. You can only Pendulum summon Cleaforts.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're gonna make it like an archetype just for that, and that's kind of sucky because there's so many amazing Pendulum cards out there. So I do hope that it gets synergized with every other broken Pendulum archetype, so they could all like work together, like, you know, Servant, Abductor. So I'm hoping for a lot of spell cards, but I do think it's gonna be something that we've never seen before in terms of Pendulum, like the way Pendulums play. Like they said they're gonna focus on the scales more. I have a feeling it's going to be like a control Pendulum deck, which aside from Cleafort, like there's none other like that.
Well, judging by the looks on the cards, they look like they're going to be spellcasters or fairies. So right off to the start, there you've got in-house synergy for spellcasters.
Please
right?
be spellcasters, please.
I have a feeling you're going to get a curveball here, and it's going to be, you know, not spellcasters. So
I would literally, bro, if this archetype sucks. If this Pendulum archetype sucks, I will literally record a video of me crying for 10 minutes. I have a lot of high hopes,
bro. It can't be that bad because waifu tax, and considering it's the last reveal, typically the last ones are usually the best ones, right?
Yeah. Well, that is true. What set's it coming in? Is it in the Lightning Overdrive one, or not Lightning Overdrive? The
Ancient Guardians.
Ancient Guardian. Yeah.
It comes out with
the next real set.
Comes out with the Bear Transformer archetype and the Abyss monsters.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, the reptile one. So wait, is this a TCG only one?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a deck build set. It's like the same stuff that Sky Striker came out of ages ago.
Wait, does the OCG have these cards or no? No, right?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, but
they will actually in March.
Oh, okay. Wait, March. So when are we getting the real set then?
May. We get it May.
So far, it's okay.
So that's where the prediction for Electromite comes out, coming off this list.
Yeah,
and we really gear up.
Yeah.
All right, so you're so excited just for new Pendulum cards.
I love it, man. I love them so much. They're my babies.
All right, so besides Electromite and friends coming back, so we know that the current format's a giant steamy pile of Tricking of All Calamities, right?
Yeah.
So it, I don't know what else to say. It, man. It's literally just a poop emoji on VFD's face.
Yeah.
Do you think True King is the hit that they go for, or do you think that they?
Here's what I think. If you look at past formats and stuff like dating back to since the beginning of Yu-Gi-Oh time, Shockmaster, Azathoth, all these cards are everyone complains about because they skip turns, and it just so happens that Konami deals with them, like they let them run rampant for a format, and then they just like wipe them off the face of the earth. So VFD is gonna get the exact same treatment. VFD is getting banned. Like it's getting 100% banned.
Doesn't that mean that we need to ban Zexal too?
So the thing with that is, if you look at like the top decks, for example, if we ban Zexal, then we should probably ban Barrier Statues and your favorite card, Fossil Dyna. With the attention, they all.
My favorite card's Inspector Border, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, fair. At least it's not as bad as Dyna. But the idea is that there's so much oppressive stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh, and if it was up to me, they all get banned. And even Trap Floodgates, I want them all banned, every floodgate. But the thing with VFD is the fact that it's so easily accessible. If your deck can go into Needle Fiber, you have a one-card VFD. And Virtual World is the second most played deck right now, and they turbo roll rank 9s like nothing. So because it's so played in the meta, versus Zexal that's like not played at all, they have to ban. They have to ban VFD. Like they just have to. And Drytron will run rampant, but like they still have to ban VFD.
It's interesting to see how Drytron will evolve without True King. It's still a very good deck, right?
Yeah. You mean virtual world? Oh, like Virtual World? Yeah, Virtual World. If they get rid of VFD, they just released a new rank 9 negate in this set, and they probably did this on purpose, assuming that that they're gonna ban VFD, and then Konami released in this past set the rank 9. It's a super. You remember that name? Forgot what it was called. But it's a negate. It's like it just negates. It's a rank 9 complete Omni negate. So all these decks are just gonna go maybe like Shen, Omni negate, and then maybe if they want to go the route to hand loop, they could hand loop 2 cards, but that's pretty lackluster.
It's more fair than not getting a whole ton, right?
Yeah. Like it literally forced. Like if anyone has been paying attention to me in the last like few months of dueling, of remote duel, bro, I literally put the pendulum down for a few months. I've been playing Llich because it doesn't care about VFD or Drytron. So like it forces you to play trap decks, like it forces you to play stuff that doesn't care about VFD.
That's very fair. All right, next one here. Ben 10 to 1 or 0?
I pray to 0, but that's not going to happen. I think it's going to 1. And
I mean, the rest of the deck's kind of poop.
Oh my god, if they ban Ben 10, this deck's a pile of shit. It's horrible. Like, if they ban Ben 10, this deck will do nothing. You could beat this deck with pure gadgets. But, so they can't do that.
Problem solved.
Yeah, they can't do it. They can't ban it. So I think it's going to go limited, which is still a huge problem because you could search it by so many ways. You could go Preparation of Rites, you could go Manju, you could go Cyber Angel, Petite Cyber Angel, you could go extra Foolish Burial to send Herald and add, you still have a billion ways to search it. A billion ways to search it, but at least they can't loop it 5 times. They can only loop it maybe twice because they could summon it back.
Hey, at least you can DD Crow it at that point in a matter, right?
Oh my, yeah. If Ben 10's at 1 and you DD Crow it, GG.
I think that's more fair, right?
That's so fair. They have to do that. They just have to.
So the next question for you, where do you think Llich is going on the list, if anywhere? Because it is the 3rd most represented engine in the game right now.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually have a really soft spot for Llich. I love this deck. I love it. I think it's so good. Played properly. If you don't play like a monkey, it's such a good deck. But I do think that Scarlet could get limited to 1. It's been around for so long, and then if they hit Ben 10 to 1, if they ban VFD, you can't have a deck that's been alive for like 2 years.
Yeah, Well, it's also an engine at that point. Like the Zoo variant goes up. Every variant just boosts.
Exactly.
And that's a problem.
That is a problem. And if they ban Scarlet to 1, if they limit Scarlet to 1, less people will start throwing it in as an engine. But if you play it as pure, you can still play Triple Black Awakening. It would just be a little bad, but at least you could play it better in pure. Maybe that'll stop the engine of it, but yeah.
Well, there's also the slap on the wrist method of putting Outland to 1.
Oh yeah, that too. But even if they did that, I think that's nothing. If they hit Outland to 1, Like the deck barely, it literally just doesn't matter. Like you're not drawing it anyways. You know, it's an unsearchable spell card. So if they were to do that, I would have no issue. It would still be the most represented deck if they do what we've said about limiting Ben 10 and banning VFD. It would still be the most played deck if they just hit L1 to 1.
All right. Well, we gotta talk about one more thing here for this. Dragoon. Once you check the big 3, Dragoon enters into the fray. Am I wrong?
Here's what I think that Dragoon is. I think Dragoon should not be touched. I think Dragoon.
That's fair.
Here's how I view Dragoon. Imagine you're a new player. You're coming into Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't know too much about Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, but you're like, whoa, Dragoon is the most broken card I've ever read in my life. They could instantly just throw 6 Red Eyes Fusion in any deck they play, and now new players have a chance against anyone at any local because Dragoon is that good, you know?
But isn't it the same thing? A new player comes into the game and then they get mollywopped by Dragoon?
Oh, definitely. That's another thing as well. But I do think that I love that option. A lot of times I tell people, like some of my friends, they'll message me on stream like, hey, Trif, I can't learn pendulums, you know, I don't have a big enough brain to learn pendulum or something like that. Combo decks are very difficult, you know, unless you play it a lot. They're very difficult to do. They really are. So
that is fair.
So I do think having the option is good. And you know what, Dragoon, it does have its downfalls. You do have. What if you open Dark Magician? What if you open Red Eyes? So it has its downfalls.
Story of my life.
It has its downfalls.
Story of my life.
Yeah, when it hits the field, it's broken, but it does have its downfalls.
When you open Red Eyes Dark Magician, you're like, oh, this is great.
That's just
right.
Yeah, that's. I played Dragoon for a little bit. I was playing Zephyr Dragoon for a little bit, and then I would just too many times. I would just draw these bricks. I'll just like I don't even want to see these cards again. It made me like Dark Magician less because everyone loves that card. It just made me like it less.
All right, so we're gonna go for a final note here for the video. What is your the biggest thing you want to happen on the list?
Electromite the one, baby!
Yeah, Electromite. No, you can't say Electromite,
okay.
All right? Like
I'm calling it right now. You got all these oppressive normal summons in the game, and you don't have Skulker by Joker? Come on, Konami. Joker's coming back to 1.
Oh my god!
They brought Iris back in the last list 2 lists ago. They're bringing back Joker to 1. My Performance Palace will live on forever. They're gonna bring back Electromite. Not maybe this list, not this one. The next one. They're banning VFD. They're Drytron. I really hope they at least limit the Ben 10 because they're releasing the new XYZ, and that's going to be a secret for sure.
Oh god, that's where we were talking about possibility of hitting Nova, but no.
If they hit Nova, then I don't think they'll do that because it kind of gets released, and I think it's the only money card in Genshin Impact. But also, even if they do that, they can still just use Fafnir to search it. They'll have 5 instead of 7. You know.
I mean, come on, it's Konami. They sometimes make some wrong decisions.
Yeah, hey, if they do, that's fine. But hey, regardless of what happens on this ban list, nothing will change. Pendulum will still be the best deck, and Gadgets will still be.
Oh my gosh.
Gadgets will still be the second best deck.
Oof, those are fighting words, Trif. All right, guys. Thank you, Trif, for joining us today. Make sure you guys subscribe to Trif. I'll leave a link down below for Trif joining me today. And if you guys want to see some nice little content we made recently, it'll be on his channel, Gadgets vs. Gadgets and Stun vs. Stun. Right, Trif?
Those are 2 big matches you guys are not going to want to miss.
All right. Thank you, Trif, for coming on out.
No problem, bro. It's a pleasure as always.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace out. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.